If you're thinking about quitting alcohol, or you're sober curious, or maybe you just started, this is something I wish someone would have told me before I started. And no, it's not just like, oh, sober is great and all the benefits, because there's a lot, but I wish that someone would have mentioned that sobriety is more than just cutting out the booze, cutting out the alcohol in your life. Honestly, it's a lot about facing your feelings, your habits, and your routines. And if they're not the most positive, they will get exposed. And I want to talk about that in this video right now, because if you're watching this, hopefully you want to ignite your sobriety. As someone who was in bondage for alcohol for almost 15 years of my life, I want to share my journey and the benefits going on 3 years, no alcohol and sober. And I honestly didn't know how much drinking was just causing the bigger issues in my life. The numbing, a lot of it, childhood trauma. You know, when we essentially want to quit alcohol, and I recall my Theo, for the longest, he quit for like 11 years. And I would just ask him like, hey man, I would congratulate him and just give him his props. But he never shared the intertwinings of what he had to overcome internally. And those are things that I learned that no one really mentions when you're about to quit alcohol, or you're about to go cold turkey, or whatever have you, when you feel that nudge like it's time to go. When I talk about trauma, I'm talking about the things that, especially as a man, we put under the rug. And I'm talking, for me, it was childhood. It was a lot of feelings. I didn't have a lot of confidence growing up. I was shy. And my mama did a tremendous job raising me, but it was that lack of a father I had in my life. Besides a few calls, maybe seeing him once, I don't know, every 8 years type of thing. And that really hurt me as a child. And when I started to drink alcohol, it started to numb those feelings and put those under the rug. And I'm gonna get into later of how that correlates to what alcohol did for me, right? I'm just trying to paint the picture of what one of the big factors of what I was numbing. You know, anyone who's grown up in a single parent household, especially in the 90s, 2000s, you know how already what they try to label you as, or, you know, or the lack of things that you're not able to do, you know, seeing your mama struggle, those type of things. And that's why I moved the way I move now. And I will say though, when you first start, you will feel lost. I felt lost, and I didn't realize I was feeling lost at the time, because when you go through the motions, you don't really think too much of it. You're just going through the motions. You get through it, right? But dissecting this back for you guys, I just want to narrate what was really happening. And it's normal, okay? Don't let that drift you into getting back to it. Like, that's the working. That's what it's supposed to do, because you have to shift your mindset around not having to drink and what that cushion was for you, and replacing that. And this could be like your social life. I know my social life changed big time. I was the one who was always going out, clubbing, bars during the week, weekends. A lot of that shifted. I'm thankful for my kids, and going into that journey of fatherhood in my late 20s, because that shifted a lot of me knowing I needed to change, and I didn't want to sustain this and drinking booze. But I lost a lot of friends, you know, and we still, of course, I see them on Facebook, it's all love, but my time around them, you know, so that shifted. And, you know, people are quick to say, oh, he's changing up, oh, he thinks he's better. It's going to get all these negative correlations. I'm telling you, you just got to just know that your purpose is your purpose. Ain't nobody going to do it for you. Ain't no one going to hold your hand through this. You, excuse me. Your identity might change too. I started to shift my identity, even though the circle I was around, when I changed my identity, I started being around more of the people who I needed to be around. I just reflect back, I'm just so grateful for how far I've come and the people I know and the relationships I built. And same town, you know, I'm in Stafford County, like the same town. There's no excuses. It's just your identity will shift, and you might feel lost in the sauce for a little bit if you rely too much on other people to make you happy and you don't do a lot of the inner work. The inner work is important. And honestly, you might feel shaky. You know, you might have doubts in your head, like, you know what, why am I doing this for? Or you might have negative pull from those around you, but it doesn't feel the best immediately when you start. I've been off and on the wagon for a long time until April 18th of 2022. I was locked in right when I turned 33. I said that was enough. And that's why today I continue to be sober and promote igniting your sobriety, because alcohol is a waste of time. You know, I thought I thought I was boring without alcohol. I really did. And going back to kind of like my childhood traumas and what I had lack of growing up, that confidence, right? That people being accepting me, and I was very shy. I was scared to get in front of people. I was scared to look people in the eyes. I don't know. It was just shy, and I lacked that. But once I had alcohol and I started chilling around friends, colleagues, people I work with, going after, chilling with the managers, they invited me out. I became popular very fast. Everybody loved being around me. The girls loved me. You know, I was very outgoing. I still am without alcohol. Imagine that. But in my mind, it shifted like, wow, I am confident. I do have a great personality. I am not afraid to speak in front of others. I all these things. And I associated to only getting that feeling through alcohol. The only reason I thought like people wanted to be around me or chill with me was because alcohol was involved. And boy, was that a lie, but it doesn't feel like a lie immediately when you're in it and you're going through it. I will say when I quit alcohol, it was boring, like boring. You know, you cut out all the activity of being around people you may love, friends, family, and you feel like you're missing out. That was me. You know, it not having entertainment, trying to look at other ways to fill these gaps. That was me. You know, feeling like, hey, this is boring. Where am I going to get that creative spark? I'm a creator. I love creating. Always have, always will. Boring, because I always felt like alcohol was that extra oomph I needed to be creative. And I did feel a lack of purpose for a while, but it took time to fill those gaps. And what filled those voids for me, you may be wondering, is running. I got into wanting to run for my mental health, not to run fastest, but to run for a place to know I'm giving myself that. I'm being there for better health, hopefully to endure and see my kids and family grow up and continue to be a light to others I may come across. It got me in deep, more purpose for my faith, aligning my faith together, and you know, a really closer alignment to God. And big thing is fatherhood, like fatherhood, and, you know, bridging the gap. I know what it, when I see my kids, I see that they can say, hey, dad, and see a dad that shows up every day for them. Dad might be tired, dad might be stressing, dad might be a lot of things, but guess what? They're going to get this work. And just being a good role model and leader, and hopefully being able to show them better, because I always want them to be better. That's why I embody. That's a big pillar of why I do what I do, and even creating these videos. Hopefully, you know, maybe they'll reflect back and just be like, oh, my dad did that. Maybe, you know? And creativity, I fill my life with a lot of creativity. I run a video production, video marketing business. So I'm always creative. I'm always creating content, showing behind the scenes, creating videos. So all those things have kind of like filled. And also, I mean, I can't say this enough. I thought that I needed alcohol to be alive, to feel alive, to have confidence, to feel all these things that I lacked in my life. And that was the biggest lie. Biggest lie. I'm telling you, when you do quit and get rid of the booze, you're gonna gain a lot of things. You're gonna gain time. Everybody loves time, right? You're gonna gain clarity, but most importantly, you're gonna gain that power. You know, with more energy, right? You could do a lot more things that you don't have to worry about hangovers. You don't have to worry about doing something stupid the night before, or apologizing the next day, or waking up to the same anxiety or depression or whatever you're covering, wake up to it the next day. You don't have to be in a bad mood when everyone else is telling you good morning. Your family's up and early, especially if you have kids, and you don't have to be in a bad mood like, oh, I'm not ready to stop the diet, and just start the day and just throw them, you know, here, get on your iPad. Like, you don't have to do that, you know. I love that feeling. Like I'm up with them. I'm up earlier than them. I enjoy seeing the day start. It's beautiful. It's beautiful right now. You're given the more clarity to shift your mindset and have that power and start really uncovering. You can start living from a different lens of that childhood, like just curious about things and optimistic, more positive. These are things that I noticed immediately once I was able to call it what it was and label it what it was of what I was dealing with when I first stopped. And again, I have more opportunities to be more present, a better husband, and a better father. I really take that seriously in my life. It's a big driver for me. I get to show up better to my church, my community, the clients I serve, show up as a leader, as a mentor, all these things. I'm able to do it sober, with no alcohol, and speak from it. You know, I never expected this version of me to be back, because this version was in me the whole time. Even as a little kid, this version was in me. I just needed to continue pouring into it, and alcohol kind of derailed it. I'm just so blessed that God allowed me another chance to get back on track, and that's why I create this content for anyone who may be going through this. And I just want to keep it real deal, Holyfield, without biting your ear off, of course. But that was lame, corny dad joke. And here's the tough truth: no one's coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family. God will probably nudge you, but you got to save yourself. You got to want this for yourself. All my men out there who, no matter where you are, you might be at the profession you love, or you may be on your way trying to find out where to go next, or, you know, you may have that hustler mindset of, you know, how I'm gonna get this dollar today, or you may just you're missing that fire up under you. I want to say that even if you're silently struggling, and that's why you take booze and you drink booze, and you might be functioning. I don't like labeling alcoholics or anything, but you may be functioning with drinking every day. You just got to take accountability that, one, hey, you're not alone. Hey, it's possible. If I'm seriously, like 15 years of my life, off and on, and I finally locked in, I'm proof. And hopefully you can see it's able to happen, but you just got to really lock down and do it for you. Do it for those who depend on you. Do it for who you can impact more. Do it to show up best and enjoy life more. And you're not weak for ever needing help. If you're watching this video, hopefully it can be a resource for you. And if you don't believe me, check this out. At the end of this video, you could click in the card. It's gonna go and I show you like literally where I was at all these years, timestamps and everything, and give you some benefits of quitting alcohol. If you guys enjoyed this content, like the button, help that algorithm push me. I'm going all gas, no brakes. Like every day I'm uploading a video like this. Subscribe to the channel. I really want to build this community and be a resource to those who may be struggling, who may be sober curious, and ignite their sobriety. It's lit on this end. Thank you guys for watching this video and engaging and dropping the comments. How you feeling? Day 1, back to day 1, day 50. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Let me talk to you. That's it. That's all. That's enough. Ignite the world. Ignite your sobriety.